Hi everyone and welcome to our presentation. Today, we will be exploring a strategic business analysis of Decathlon, one of the world's largest sporting goods retailers. In this session, we will break down the company's position and performance using several business frameworks and tools. To start things off, I'll be giving you a brief overview of 4 key areas. First, we will take a look at Decathlon as a company. Next, we will dive into a pastel analysis to understand the external factors that impact Decathlon's operations. We will cover political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental influences. After that, we will discuss the S-curve application, a tool used to analyze the maturity and innovation cycle of technology or industries. We will examine where Decathlon currently stands in the S-curve, whether it's in the innovation, growth, and what that means for its future competitiveness. Finally, I'll touch on the latest technology trends that are reshaping the retail and sport industries. So now, let's move to the introduction of the Decathlon. So basically, Decathlon is a family-owned company founded in 1976 in France. It was born from a belief that sport should be accessible to everyone, regardless of skill level or background. Today, Decathlon is an international sport retailer with over 2,080 stores across 56 countries. This global reach made it one of the largest sporting goods retailers in the world. One thing that sets Decathlon apart is its unique approach to branding. Instead of reselling external brands, Decathlon designed and produced its own in-house brands such as Quechua, Kipstar, and Domino's. These brands are created by experts dedicated to each sport, ensuring quality and innovation. Decathlon doesn't organize its product by brand or popularity. Instead, the company is discipline-focused, meaning they organize product around specific sports. This allows experts in each discipline to design and refine product based on real athlete needs. There is a quote from Decathlon which is, "Our priority has always been the people who play sports." Now, we move to the next part, which is the pastel analysis.
Okay, we'll be moving on to pastel analysis. So we will analyze Decathlon through pastel analysis, which is political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental. So let's look at the first main point, which is political. So operations are influenced by government policies. If government emphasizes sports development, it can lead to increased sales through proper marketing. So for example, if the government of Malaysia decided that sports is their main focus for 2025, it is most likely that they will subsidize most sports companies. So sports companies such as Decathlon can produce more products at a lower cost. So when the product is at a lower cost, they will sell at a market price at a cheaper price than normal. So citizens of Malaysia can buy more of sports equipment. Conversely, heavy import taxes on sports materials can make product expensive, reducing sales and potentially affecting brand trust. So if the government of Malaysia does not emphasize on sports and puts heavy taxes on sports equipment, it will most likely that the product will be more expensive to the public. So people will not buy these products because it is more expensive and it will affect Decathlon sales. Moving on to the next point is economy. So, high inflation rates can adversely affect sales of sports products as consumer prioritizes necessities over luxury items. So, inflation happens when consumer does not have any more money to spend. So, they would prefer to spend their money on necessities over luxury, because sport is an entertainment and it's not a basic need for humans. So, they would rather spend their money on food, water, electricity, and etc. Okay, moving on to social. So the growing emphasis on health and fitness presents opportunities for Decathlon to expand its customer base by offering products aligned with active lifestyle. As we all know, youngsters these days are much more active in sports because they would like to spend their time with their friends through sports. So Decathlon can use this lifestyle of youngsters to target them to buy more of their products. The fourth point is technological. So the company invests in digital tools like mobile apps and virtual reality to enhance customer experience. My friend will talk about this more later about Apple Vision Pro, so stay tuned. So for instance, Decathlon apps allow customers to locate products in store and access detailed information. So actually, Decathlon invests much of their money to technology because they know in this industrial revolution of 4.0 is important because everyone uses a phone. So their website is very interactive and inviting for consumers to search and see what they want. And it's very easy to find what you want and see reviews, so it's much easier for consumers to buy and see what Decathlon has to offer. Moving on to the fifth point, which is legal. So Decathlon faces challenges related to competitors replicating its brands and slogans. For your information, Decathlon has over 20 in-house brands including Kalenji, Quechua and many more. So it's hard to protect when you have such a big brand behind your back. So protecting intellectual property is essential to maintain brand integrity. So Decathlon must make sure that they invest to make sure that their products are protected and cannot be copyrighted or stealed by other competitors to ensure that they maintain as a top brand in the sports industry. Last but not least, we will be looking at environmental. So Decathlon emphasizes environmental sustainability by incorporating recycled materials into products and reducing carbon emissions. So since we all know that the world is very heavily impacted by global warming, carbon emissions, so each company must play their role to preserve our earth as it is. So Decathlon plays a role by making sure that their products, for example shoes, are made from recyclable items. They also are trying, because we all know that products are, when we are creating a product, it releases tons of carbon emissions. So Decathlon plays its part by trying to reduce the carbon emissions through certain proper technology. So that is all for pest analysis.
Okay, so before we move to the next part, let's see a short video about us interview one of the employee at Decathlon.
So hello, we've been wondering, when did Decathlon started introducing self-checkout system?
Oh, that's a very good question. If I'm not mistaken, it should be about 2 to 3 years back.
Oh, so it's a new thing that developed.
It's a new thing that we're adapting to. We are using the RFID system right now. So despite having a barcode or not, you can just scan it.
Oh, that's interesting. Thank you.
So, did you enjoy the video? Let's move to the next one, which is application of the S-curve for self-checkout technology at Decathlon. So there is 4 stages, which is introduction stage, growth stage, maturity stage, and the last one is aging stage. So for the introduction stage, Decathlon explores self-checkout technology to enhance convenience, and it's also low customer usage and unfamiliarity. So at this stage, Decathlon begin introduce the technology at only a few stores. This is because Decathlon want to try and explore the system, which is if it's good or not, and if it's convenience for the store. So for the next stage, which is growth stage, expansion of self-checkout across many stores. So Decathlon start to install self-checkout system to many of their stores. But this time it's not just a test, it's a part of the operation. This shows that the system is working well and more customers are accepting the system. So let's move to the second point, which is system improvement based on feedback. So based on what customers say or staff observe, Decathlon improved the self-checkout system. For example, they fixed the bug, making the interface easier to use, and also adding a multi-language option. So for the last point, which is customer become more familiar and start using the system. Okay, so customer are now become more familiar with the system, and also they may prefer it because it's faster, easier, and also more private to use. So that's all from me. So I'm gonna pass to my friend, which is Adam.
Okay, so thank you, Ahmad. For my part, which is maturity stage and aging stage. Okay, so let's go for maturity stage first. Maturity stage is daily operations, which include system checks, customer guidance, and maintenance protocols to make sure everything runs smoothly. So after that, self-checkout is widely available and commonly used by customers officially with minimal staff help. Alright, well, in this stage, they are mainly focused on stability, reliability, and efficiency rather than innovation. Now is the last stage, which is aging stage. During the aging stage, the technology begins to lose the relevance. So during this stage, customer may feel the system is outdated, leading to frustration or dissatisfaction. Okay, so when they feel dissatisfaction, they will start looking for modern alternatives, such as mobile checkouts or AI-powered systems. So business will risk falling behind unless they choose to upgrade their product or they innovate their own systems. Alright, so this is our S-curve. So first we begin down here, which is the introduction, which will slowly going up with the growth of the service or product. Then we slowly being mature and being at the most highest peak, and it will slowly go down as it is aging and be not relevant.
Moving on, let's now look at technology trends analysis. So here I've provided 3 points, which is rain technology, Apple Vision Pro, and also sustainability. So now let's look at the first point, which is rain technology. Did you know Decathlon is actually one of the first retailers to implement this technology? So from its factories to its stores. So rain technology is actually an ecosystem to share information and also communicate needs. So for example, Decathlon can provide better tags and also improve readers. This is because Decathlon uses a unique serial number for each product. Soon, mobile phones will now have rain readers. This enables customers to efficiently communicate with Decathlon, and also Decathlon will know about what the customer wants and also improve from there. So this is also actually a good opportunity for Decathlon to connect with other retailers, brands, and also industries, because rain technology can be used by everyone, which helps them bond and also know about Decathlon. The second point is Apple Vision Pro. So do you know Decathlon has actually already implemented this in their branches in France, Germany, and also the UK. So as we are heading towards augmented reality, the customers can virtually test and also select their ideal products, which makes their shopping experience interactive and engaging. They can see for themselves if they suited their products, or also to check whether they like it or not. And they can also check the quality in the product itself to suit their needs. And also customers can explore the latest innovations and also shop for sporting goods, whether they are professional athletes or they are just normal humans who wants to do sports. So the third and last point is sustainability. So as we all know, all products they release some sort of carbon emissions to the atmosphere in order to produce products. So Decathlon is actually bonded by the Paris Agreement, which is about climate change. So here, if you notice, there is something called Scope 1 and 2. So Scope 1 is actually direct emissions from gas and also combustion boilers, while Scope 2 is about indirect usage of electricity. So Decathlon aims to reduce absolute Scope 1 and 2 GHG emissions by 42% by 2030, which is in 5 years from now, and soon heads towards reach net zero greenhouse gases emissions by 2050. So how Decathlon wants and envisions on how to reduce this thing
is actually to invest in sustainable raw materials and also reduce energy consumption in production. So that is all from our team. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoy it.